talk about your book, Battle Tested Faith. So, Mike,
Got
back
it.
to you, Captain.
Yeah.
Mike.
No, I look. Let me just start off on the book. Okay, I wrote the book Battle Tested Faith. Okay, and there it is. You got a copy of it up there as
Oh, yeah,
well, so
Miss
I won't
Val.
have to hold it up. Great, Miss Val. Look, this isn't just a war story. It's not a war story. There are some combat scenes in there that are very rough and they're real. I put some harsh language in there because that was really what happened. I want to give you the true story about what war is really like and what you're facing, but more so what I came from and what was so ironic and interesting is the fact that I have another good friend named Dominic Yezo. He's a judge in New York, and he wrote a book called My GI Diary in Vietnam. It's just beautiful, and it's just his diary of all of his time in Vietnam. It's the same story. It's the same struggle. It's the same fear. It's the same looking for something better in life. And he left that environment and came back to not only go to law school, become a successful lawyer, but to also become a judge in New York City and maintain his patriotic love for this country. And he wouldn't take no disrespect from people when he came home. Dominic was not that way, and neither am I. Battle Tested Faith, we didn't know each other when we were writing these books. But if you want to read about a story in Vietnam and you want to read about a story that is in Iraq, there it is. It's available on Amazon. And I want to kind of open up the book. There's a introduction here. War is the ultimate offense to humanity. When you truly experience it, you're never the same, but you must live with it and teach others about the horrible cost and the greater value of empathy and humanity. May God grant all who experience war the peace you have earned. I had this great foreword that was written by Greg, as well as a military chaplain, Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Harlan. And in it, he says, James McCormick is one of those rare men whose story reminds us that the battlefield doesn't end when the war is over. It follows you home. It follows you into your marriage, your memories, and your sleepless nights. But so does faith if you let it. In Greg's wonderful words, he says, being half Canadian, I tend to cry a lot. To this day, I can't watch Field of Dreams without, yes, crying in the end. The fatherhood thing that said McCormick's book was one where I had to stop reading at times, take a quiet moment to absorb what I just read and weep. The children of Iraq, returning from war, homeless and alone, friends dying. The book is not a war story, but it is one that I believe that everyone should take an opportunity and read because it is about battle-tested faith, and it is about hope through some of the worst times and conditions, and it's very much in your face and a very true testimony of how this thing went down, what my kids were doing, how people looked at me when I came home, and the struggles that I went through, and the love that I found through Jesus Christ and through that beautiful woman right there, Heather McCormick, my wife, who I met in church, who I truly believe was my gift for not losing my faith. I hope that you'll read it. And I hope that you will absorb it. And I hope you will call me or email me. Look, I want to open up dialogue with people. I don't want to insult people. If you're a Democrat or Republican, it matters not to me. Look, Jesus Christ never said you can't be a Democrat. You got to be a Democrat or a Republican to enter heaven, right? Those that come through the Father, come to the Father, come through me. All of these things are very important for us to realize and understand. I'm here talking about the soul of our nation and the soul of the individual people. And if that's a bad thing, and if people hate me or want to poke fun at me for that, then I will take that shame, because I would be essentially being crucified in so many ways, or being criticized and being attacked because of my faith in Jesus Christ. And in the Bible, it says that that's a good thing. So I'll take it. Bring it on. God bless America, folks. Greg, Val,